Hey, what's up, Wanka?
Alright, so some last minute changes to the the Bear versus Bill undercard. Floyd Schofield is out of his fight against Shakur Stevenson. In steps Josh Padley, and shockingly Daniel Dubois is out of his fight with Joseph Parker. In steps the one and only Martin Bakole on 2 days' notice. He is weighed in at 315 pounds. I'll get into that later. Shakur Stevenson versus Josh Padley. Suitable replacement. Josh Padley is actually rated higher than Floyd Schofield. He's a good fighter. Just beat Mark Chamberlain his last time out. He was a hyped up prospect. From what I've seen of him, he is a mover. He is a decent fighter. Not the biggest puncher in the world, but I think he dropped Chamberlain, so there is a little bit there. Good fighter, good mover, but in that kind of fight where he's gonna have to move, where he's gonna be moving. If he's a mover, I thought Floyd Schofield, after watching a bit of tape on him, was gonna make it a bit physical. Where he's a big, strong kid, big at the weight, he was gonna try and make it physical against Shakur. Shakur's hand problems, that could be maybe due for an upset. But I don't think Josh Padley's gonna do that. Him being a mover, I think that suits Shakur's style. So I've obviously still got Shakur winning his fight. Now, Martin Bakole, Joe Parker. Fair play to Joe Parker taking on the boogeyman of the division when you've got a world title shot right there. Fair play for Martin Bakole from flying out from the Congo to Saudi Arabia. He arrived at the time I'm recording this, which is 4 a.m. He arrived at 12, I think, UK time. So he's been there 4 hours. I thought Joseph Parker actually winning. The way I think it's going to go is I think Joe Parker could be caught off guard because Martin Bakole, you think if you're getting a guy on a short notice replacement who's not been in a training camp, or at least not for long, what Martin Bakole said is when he was in the UK, he was in a training camp for FA Jagba, but went out to the Congo to see some of his family for a bit. So he hasn't been training. He's 315 pounds. That's big. He's big anyway, but that's big. You're expecting a guy to come out maybe slower and try and keep some energy in reserve. I don't think Martin Bakole's going to come out slower. I think he's going to come out really quick and just try and use whatever energy he's got to catch Joseph Parker with his big power shot. Right, sorry about the cut. I just went out of fucking slash for 20 minutes, but I think I don't think he's going to come out slow. I think Parker probably wants him to come out slow. That would probably suit. But I think he's going to come out quick and just try and use the energy he's got while he can. It's a good game plan in my opinion. If you're coming in on that short notice for that camp, you're a big puncher. Fucking just try and punch him, right? Do what you can do. Like, it's a fucking tough ask for you to beat Joseph Parker any night, let alone on probably your worst night. I don't think Parker to win, like I've already said. It is tricky. It is very tricky, but I do think Parker will win. I think even on the best night Bakole can have, Bakole squares up a bit. He's very hittable. I think Parker's got more power than a Jaron Anderson to keep him off. I think he's more disciplined than a Jaron Anderson. I don't think he gets suckered into a brawl. And I think Parker's going to keep it long, use his feet, target the body in the early rounds. And I think he's, with the added size he's put on, he's going to be able to keep Bakole off of him for the period of the fight. And I think it's that simple, really. It's not complicated to me. It's a shame Dubois had to pull out. That is a shame. Like I said, I think Bakole's going to come out quick. I think Parker's going to be able to not get his respect, but I think Parker's going to be able to keep him off of him due to Bakole being so hittable when he squares up. I think he's going to kind of do what John Anderson did, get behind a jab, and the body shots. But here's the key things between him and John Anderson. He's got better powers of recovery than Jaron Anderson. I know that for a fact. He's got a better chin, which I don't think really matters. I think if Bakole hits you, you stay hit most of the time, or you will feel it. He's more disciplined. He can stick to a game plan better, and he doesn't leave those openings that Jaron Anderson does. Jaron Anderson defensively, especially at that time, was fucking pony. So he's very hittable with Bakole, who turns out to have quite decent timing. Parker's not as hittable, more experienced, more disciplined in his approach. If he does like he did against Zhang, if there is adversity, he does get dropped or hurt, he's still going to stick to that game plan no matter what, which is probably a good thing. Andy Lee's a very good trainer. They're going to have a good game plan in store. I think Parker, with the added size, if there really is a bit of power there, I think he might get a stoppage over Bakole. I'm just thinking Michael Hunter was able to stop him a few years ago. We're probably not going to get the best version of Bakole. Sounds like Joseph Parker stoppage to me. Round 8 maybe. Thank you for watching or listening on Spotify. Goodbye. I also just want to add one key difference is that Bakole compared to Dubois is very flat-footed, not as athletic. And if Parker gets fine at jab and can get his respect, he's going to find it very hard to close the distance. Especially because when I notice when Bakole comes forward, he doesn't move his head as much. That's another point. Yeah, goodbye.